right, guys, we're jumping back in for this week's Champions League results and predictions for the second leg. We're going to talk about the first leg. The first leg, and we're going to talk about if the teams can come back and maybe at least win out on the second leg and try to move on out of the round of 32. I'm glad that Ralph's getting a good kick out of that intro there. So we're gonna start off with Atleti. They played Club
Brugge.
So they played Club Brugge this week and ended 3-3. The return leg, I think
it would be back at Atleti.
By the way, Jazz, when he did his predictions, he almost got that right. I thought he said that Atleti was gonna draw because they were playing at Club Brugge and it's so hard to play there.
Yeah.
Or no, he said they were gonna lose, but they drew, which is almost the same thing. He almost got
that. Jazz. The second leg will be in Atleti. Nice job, Jazz. And we're gonna see. The first leg was a little chaotic, and I think also it's kind of a return to form, not in the way I think Atleti wanted to, but they played such a great game against Barcelona, and then they kind of went back into their old ways by giving up goals that you're like, oh, come on, guys.
I think it was more about them missing goals because they missed a lot of easy ones that they should
have made. What did you think of the first leg, Jazz? Atleti Club.
Well, the first leg, it was just really chaotic. You know, there's a game that you couldn't that you didn't think would actually be as chaotic. You would feel like it would only be like one side, maybe like a one-sided game, or like a draw, not a 3-3 draw, but more like a 2-2 draw, or like a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, 1-1 I felt like would have been on the cards.
But 3-3
is nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, really fast-paced game. A lot of moving characters that you thought not really, like, you don't really see a lot of club play. So it's interesting to see some of those guys getting to the big stages in Champions League. And like I feel like sometimes a team that might not do as well on their where they play
in their group stage,
and not in the group stage, but where they play originally, like Belgium or one of the smaller Champions League tables, they come into a Champions League game, especially one of the giants of Europe, at Atleti or Barcelona, and man, they try to ball out because this is a good way to get a tryout and even to be seen from other teams that we would never see them before, and probably even getting a move to one of those bigger clubs.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell a difference. What do we think on the way back? Who wins the second leg? Because now it's pretty much 0-0 going into the second leg.
Yep.
What do you think, Ralph?
I want to start by apologizing to the people who expanded the Champions League, because when we first saw this, we're like Karabag, Bodo Glimt, Club, like, who are these guys? Like, why would they even put them in there? They're just garbage teams.
Yeah, they just
and they're so exciting to watch, and they've actually been beating teams, which is great football, because you want to see the little guy beat big guys sometimes, but great job on that.
And their fans really appreciate it.
Yeah, their fans
are so crazy.
But I think Atleti, like Club Brugge, like Jazz said, they were at home. It's one of the hardest places to play. They're going back to Atleti. Atleti missed a bunch of easy goals. I think 2-0 Atleti on the second leg.
Who do you think scores?
Julian Alvarez.
Simeone?
No, I think Sorloth will get second.
Okay, so you're going to go Julian and Sorloth?
Both.
Nice.
Both forward,
yeah. Jess, what do you think about the second leg?
Well, he kind of took my answer. I was going to say 2-0 for Atleti. I think them now being at home will really help them, because now they have their, because now that they're at home, now they have more of their fans, and now they can have.
And we all know Athletic fans they get into it. They're a feisty bunch.
Yeah, so I think it'll be 2-0. I think Julian can for sure score one, and the other one would be Lookman. I think he's been really good for them.
Lookman.
your dad doesn't want to give him credit, but he's been a great signing for them.
I think it's
20 mil for a guy that like no other European top team was looking at. But what a steal! 20 million euros for a guy that can produce like that.
And by the way, he looks
great.
just like Frimpong. Like the exact same player.
Similar.
Similar.
I think they're both pretty small guys, but yeah, I do think that Frimpong and him both have the headband as well. I think that's the correlation I think you're pick up on.
So not the way they played them. They wear a bandana.
I think for Atleti and Club Brugge, I think it's gonna end up being. I think it might even go to penalties. I'm gonna say 1-1. I think it's gonna go.
Oh,
because
they can go.
Yeah. Now we have to have a winner. So
yeah.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna throw the first like crazy take out there. I think Club Brugge Cinderella story continues. I think they continue, and I do think that Griezmann scores the first goal for Atleti, but Bruges levels it right before.
And which player that you know from Club Brugge scores that other goal?
I think his name is Carlos something.
You don't know.
It's Carlos something, but he's a forward for them.
Carlos Santana.
I couldn't even tell you, but I'm pretty sure his name is Carlos. But I couldn't.
Don't
be
feel
wrong.
too good, huh? When they ask you, like, well, who's gonna score from that team, and you don't know a single player.
I do.
But we're
know
talking about the
Lenny.
Premier League.
I know.
But this is Champions League, the smaller
same.
team.
Yes, small teams. It's not West Ham or something. All right, we'll jump to the next one. Leverkusen Olympiacos. They will be playing this second leg.
Leverkusen's at what, 2-0?
Yeah, Leverkusen, and they're going back to Leverkusen. So pretty tough mountain to climb for Olympiacos. The owner actually is the owner of Forest too.
Okay.
What do you think, Ruff?
I think the Greeks will fall off. Leverkusen, I think another 2-0 at
2-0?
least. Yeah, I think.
What do you think, Jess?
I think it'll be a 3-0 with Grimaldo scoring the game.
Again, huh?
I don't think he's going to score.
He's been consistent. He's been doing good.
He's been like literally their only scorer.
I think that's the reason why they've been doing so good in these competitions is because of him. That he's all they have left.
Oh,
that team.
I know they
From
dismantled
that
that team. Yeah.
Eric Ten Hag.
Do you think that Grimaldo, if he continues to play well, I think he can get some PT at the World Cup? I mean, Cucurella is injured right now. Maybe he can get some minutes for Spain.
Maybe what they can do is put him at left mid instead of left back because
I thought he
sometimes
was left mid.
sometimes he plays left back, but he also plays left mid.
left back.
But the thing is, you have Nico Williams at that side.
But he's a winger.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Have two in the back, and then what formation would you do to have a winger and a left mid?
It's not nice when they ask you questions that you don't know.
I don't.
Leverkusen, I think, will win this game pretty easily as well. I think they'll be 1-0 or 2-0. I think it's pretty a done deal. I think Olympiacos had a good little run, but I think the Greeks time to get bounced out. Let's go to the next one. This is actually a pretty crazy one that I think that it could really affect my Champions League finale prediction.
Ooh, I know where you're going.
Inter versus Bodo Glimt. Take it easy up there. They're actually winning. Bodo Glimt is actually winning the first leg 3-1, which is pretty incredible considering the fact that Inter are like the team to beat in Serie A, and they got absolutely just. You could tell the difference in athleticism and also like the chemistry for Bodo. They put it on them, and on top of that, no Lautaro for the second leg. It's gonna be tough without having their main striker in there. What do you think, Rob?
I think you're wrong with Club Brugge.
Of course I'm wrong.
I think Bodo Glimt is the Cinderella.
Why'd you say Club Brugge?
Because he said Club Brugge was the Cinderella of this, but I think it's Bodo. They already beat City. Who else did they beat?
Atleti.
They beat Atleti. They're gonna beat Inter, but they're gonna tie this next game against Inter, and I think Bodo's gonna take it in penalties. But Bodo is.
I think you're wrong on that. It's 1-3. So if they tie this game, it'll be.
No. Inter's gonna tie on aggregate.
Oh, so they need to score 2-0.
Yes, and then they'll go to penalties and Bodo will win it. But yeah, Norway, you know, is gonna be tough in the World Cup, and this just tells you how good I think Bodo and Norway are the new Belgium, the new Croatia. You know, those teams that in the World Cup and even in their leagues, they haven't really been known. But recently, Belgium and their groups from you know their clubs have been rising. So I think it's time for Norway to be that team, and you're gonna see a lot more Norwegian players in the Premier League, just like you saw Kevin bring up Belgium. Then you have Doku and I don't know who other Belgians.
Those are the only two
Just
I know.
Doku, right?
Lukaku.
Oh,
yeah,
Lukaku.
Yeah. He might have been even first before Kevin.
Yeah, I think maybe.
So yeah.
And Oscar Bob, but you know
Oscar Bob is from Norway.
Yeah, Oscar Bob's from Norway.
Talking about Norway.
I know, but you're just talking about Belgium.
Yeah, you're just talking about Belgium, and then you brought.
Oh, okay, yeah, I went back to Norway. So yeah, I think Inter's gonna come back and tie it, and Bodo's gonna win it in penalties.
So you're putting it all in on Norway being one of the new teams that, like the new country that will.
The country will rise like
bringing some more.
Like Croatia, like Belgium. I think they're the next country that's.
I think they do have a good stake on building great players because Croatia doesn't have like a great like they don't have like one player that you're like besides Luka Modric, but like other than that, all the Croatian players are really good. They're not like spectacular, but they're all like really talented with their ball on their feet, and they're not the strongest, but you always know that most of the big teams always have one Croatian player that can kind of build on. So, Jess, who do you think? Inter, Bodo. Bodo is up 3-1, by the way.
I think Bodo will win. I feel like that team will be like the Undertaker of this Champions League. I mean, they've beat all the big teams that everybody expected them to lose to.
Mm-hmm.
Like City, they beat them. Nobody expected that. Mm-hmm. Atleti the same, and now against Inter, they're winning. I think they can go pretty far into this Champions League as like an underdog in this team.
Yeah.
Even though nobody expected it at all, I think they'll at least get to quarters. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's a good little shout. I'm gonna go the opposite. I think the Cinderella story is over. I think once you start taking out these big teams, the bigger teams start to notice. Okay, we see what they can do now. Let's try to cut off what they aren't good at. And on top of that, Bodo is great when they play at Bodo. You know what I mean? They're a great team that you don't want to face at home. But when they have to come over to you and you can cut their legs off and kind of try to beat them and you have the crowd behind you, it might be a different story. This will be their first time that Bodo will be traveling to another place to finish off a game that this is the second leg to a game that they already played.
Oh yeah, they've never been in Champions
League. So it's like their first time having to play two legs. And I think this will catch up to them, and I think Inter will play the better game again. And I feel like
you think they're gonna win 3-0?
Yeah, I think they're gonna win out. So Inter's gonna move on and be done with them. And I think Kivu, the new coach for Inter, is gonna come up with a plan to be like, okay, I have Serie A pretty wrapped up right now. Let's go all in on Champions League and at least get past the round of 32. I think that's a successful season for Kivu as his first year as manager of Inter. I think this is an important game. This is a huge, this will make or break him going forward in Inter. If he can win Serie A his first year after Inzaghi left and overcome Bodo 3-1 at Italy, I think this would be big for his career going forward.
So let me ask you this, because you're big on Inter, you're big on Serie A, right? We talk about what's important. You have a new coach that just came in, like you said, right? Mm-hmm. Is his priority number?
He's not new. He's been there. I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know where your point is, but he's not like he's new to Serie A and new to Inter.
No, yeah, it's got nothing to do whether he's new or not to Serie A. Mm-hmm. I'm saying he's new to Inter, right? So
Not new to Inter.
he's not new to Inter. He was there last year because
Yeah.
you just said he took over for.
Yeah, he was the
He's
assistant
probably
coach.
yeah.
So is he? Oh, but he was the assistant coach last year when they blew every trophy, right? So him being the new head manager now, is his priority number one keeping that lead in Serie A and saying, you know what, this trophy is right here. I'm grabbing it. All I got to do is keep it. So does he save his players and say, hey, we need to keep this trophy because I want this trophy? Or is he like, oh, we got to go all in, like you said, and risk injury, risk this, risk that to try to push for champions? What's more important to that guy? Because his job is going to be on the line.
I don't know
Maybe
if his job's going to be on the line. He's done something that I think not a lot of coaches could have done. I think that what you're saying is what should he be more focused on? And I think that, like I said, I think Serie A is pretty much wrapped up. It's almost to the point where AC Milan could make up the points, but it's kind of getting to the point where it's becoming unlikely. Especially when you Inter beat Juve in the weekend prior, they're kind of getting enough breakaway. That's what I'm saying, that he kind of can look at the table and be like, okay, I have enough. This league title is pretty much mine. I need to get to the round of 32 because we have to remember that yes, the priority is to win the league, right? But you know what the other priority is for all teams in Italy? Is to go as far as they can in Champions League because you got to make money. Serie A is broke, so they need to go as deep as they can because if you want to continuously fight for the Serie A title, you need the money to get the players that you need for that. And if
they got to the final last year, so they made money.
So they
have
money. But I'm saying that's how not much money that they have. They got all the way to the finals. And did we hear anything about Inter signing players this summer or even in the January? No. Inter got players that they had to bring up through the system that they're like, we had to pull Barcelona and just bring young players up and hopefully they're developed enough to win this. But I get what you're saying. And I do worry that maybe Inter might screw this up again and go all in Champions League. They lose the Poto and they lose the Serie A, the championship.
Yeah.
The Serie A to AC Milan. But, I mean, that's the type of risk you have to make. And I think he's willing enough to make that risk. The next one's kind of a wash. Newcastle Karabag 6-1.
I mean, that team made a lot of noise. They beat a couple of big teams.
Yeah, but
God, to get smashed by Newcastle like that, it's
what big teams did they beat?
I forgot they beat somebody. Wait, maybe no, they didn't beat a big team. They just beat all the other teams, but they had a lot of points. Like they weren't in the bottom worrying.
Oh yeah,
they beat like Frankfurt.
Yeah,
they beat like
Frankfurt
teams. They beat like teams that you're like, that could be a tough one, and they took them out. So when they did play against big teams, they did get.
Yeah, I think they had nine points in the first round, so they weren't worried about whether they were going to get into the knockout because they were so high up.
Yeah, but I think their Cinderella story might be a little.
Oh,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just like a little scratch.
Yeah. So we're all kind of agreement.
Newcastle. It doesn't even matter who wins or loses this game. I don't think they make up a 5-goal difference.
They can put a goalie as striker and nothing will happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a rough one for Newcastle. I mean, for Karabakh, but I mean they should be proud enough to get to this point.
To get this far.
Yeah, and you build.
But did they play at home? Did they lose 6-1 at home, or did they lose at Newcastle?
They lost at home.
Oh yeah.
The second leg is in St. Park, so it's little rough.
At least they'll go to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least they'll be getting more experience and also kind of build off of that. The next game is one that I'm really excited for. I think one team is not just going to roll over and die. Dortmund, Atalanta. At Italy. Atalanta. Yep. What do you think, Ralph?
I still think Dortmund either...
They're winning 2-0, by the way.
Yeah, so I think they're going to tie 2-2 or win 2-1. I don't think Atalanta.
Wait, before you continue, when you say tie, What do you mean? On aggregate or this game? Because there's two different things.
Right. So I think the game that they're playing, it's going to be either a 2-2 tie or a 2-1 win. So it's going to be 4-2 or 4-1 on aggregate for Dortmund. I don't see Atalanta making that comeback.
No Lookman, a lot of problems.
Yeah, and Dortmund's just so fundamentally sound that I think they're just going to play the game, and because they always play defense first and then offense second. So being up 2 goals, I think it's game over.
It's cash.
Yep. I think so.
Regardless if they're in Italy.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, I think. Well, Dortmund, they're always like a team that like you always see there. They get pretty far, and
tough team, man.
Like they're a team that you're just like, oh, they're there because they've been there like almost every year. That it's normal.
I think it's in their blood to make it deep in Champions League. They know
because they don't buy the $100 million, $200 million players. They're just
developing.
They
players.
develop people and they make it that far. Like you said, it's crazy.
What are you thinking about Dortmund's chances of at least running the table? How far do you think they can go with this Dortmund team? You got to remember they have one of the best strikers in the world, I think, in Guirassy. They have one of the better defenses. They have all around best atmosphere in the stadium. One of the better strikers in the league. And a defense that usually doesn't just give up goals left and right. They're a tough out. What do you think they're going to be doing?
I think they'll go pretty far with this run. They've always been good in Champions, so hopefully they can continue that because last year they made it to the round of 16. No, the quarters.
And the year before that?
And the year before that, they got to the final. So they're pretty consistent. They're not like a team that you would see every like you see them once every 3 years.
Yeah,
they're
and then they
always
just fall off. Yeah, Dortmund's a tough out. Where would you like to see them get to, Jazz, at least?
I think I'd like to see them in the semis.
Semis? Yeah, that'd be cool for them. I also think Dortmund just has too much for Atalanta. We have to remember, though, Atalanta lost Gasperini. He's coaching at Roma now, and Gasperini was like such a big character for that team, and also losing Lookman, I think it's just too many big blows for them to be able to come back. Especially, this would be different if it wasn't Dortmund. Dortmund is a rock. So
yeah,
I really like their chances. I'm starting to come around on that Dortmund team. The next one is a pretty good one here that I know Ralph is going to be pumping his fist for. We're going to go Juve, Galatasaray. Take it easy over there.
Somebody said Galatasaray was going to win.
I honestly don't even remember you saying that.
No, I don't think any of us said that they would win.
No, yeah, because you guys were like, oh, Juve, and I'm like, no, Galatasaray's going to win. You're like, oh, how are they going to beat Juve? And
you don't even like the Turkish teams.
I love the Turkish teams. And I told you.
You were just hating on Ederson, and he's from the Turkish team.
Yeah, he was. He's Brazilian. He's not Turkish.
So, what are you thinking for Galatasaray, Juve?
Galatasaray, Juve, I think
5-2.
It's 5-2. So I think Juve makes a comeback. I see Victor Osimhen scoring the goal. So
6-3.
6-3. I think Juve will probably win 2-1, but it's not going to matter.
I think where are they playing at? Juve. I feel like yeah, I think Juve can score 2 goals at least, and then
at least get it close.
But
get Galatasaray a little sweating.
Yeah, get Galatasaray a little bit shooken up, but they don't make the full comeback.
Yeah. I'm actually going to throw this out there just because I want to make Ralph sweat a little bit too. Juve is going to come back and win this game. They're going to
outright?
They're going to outright win this game.
Not even go to penalties?
No. I think that we like to say that, Galatasaray is a team that when we watch them on highlights, they just play reckless. But when you gotta hold that lead, that recklessness is going to catch you. And you cannot play like that. In Galatasaray, no Turkish team plays like this. No Turkish team plays back and just like, hold. They don't do that. They go out there and try to ball. Yeah. And it's fine sometimes. But when it's Champions League football and it's knockout football, you got to play a little bit. You got to be a little bit slow on the back. But what I'm hoping for is that Juve, when you watch the highlights, or even when you were watching the game here, in the first half, it was a lot closer than I think people even realize. And Juve had chances too. The header that Kalulu missed, there's all these different pieces that I think that Juve also knows that they're not going to be fighting for the Serie A championship.
So they're going all.
They're going all in. Like I said, the Italian teams need to go deep in this Champions League. Turkey really they play a little bit too reckless for me, and I think that that's what's going to bite them in the butt. And I think Juve will have enough, and it's not like we haven't seen Juve put 4 or 5 on a team.
I don't know. Like I said, I've seen a lot of Juve games, and it's always 0-0.
The one that they played before in Serie A, I think they won like 6-1. They could do it. They have the power to do it. You have a team with Dusan. You have Jonathan David. You have Cope Miners. You have Cambiazo. You have players that can play offensive. And I think that I'm going to be able to.
You have Conceição up there too, right?
Yeah. Oh no! Wait. Yeah.
He plays right wing.
Juve. Yeah, Juve. Yeah. He plays for them. And
so Pavlovic doesn't play for them?
No.
Left back, right back. Who does he play for? Pavlovic.
Milan.
Oh.
But another thing that they do have now is they have a coach that has won and done the Serie A and went deep for Champions League, and that's the coach that used to coach for Napoli. So I think hopefully, I think
4-0 though. I just don't see it happening.
They just don't. They play reckless. Galatasaray
and Victor Osimhen didn't even score any of those 5 goals that
he usually doesn't score all the time for Galatasaray. Galatasaray is a scary team because they play reckless, but they can also get shut out. We saw them get beat by Liverpool this year 6-0. And they and Chiesa scored for Liverpool against Galatasaray. So
Liverpool.
Yeah, they do have a lot more weapons, Liverpool. But Galatasaray, I'm just mentioning it, that they do have games where they slip up, especially when they leave Turkey. Yeah. This is when they're going to Italy. So
I'm gonna burst your bubble a little bit.
Here we go.
Maybe Juve does score their 4 goals, but Victor Osimhen scores the 1 lone goal that's gonna keep Galatasaray.
You're high on Victor, huh?
I think he's due.
Great player.
I think he's due.
Yeah.
He's gonna score this game.
I'd be pretty surprised. He actually wanted to go to Juve, which is pretty sad, but Napoli wouldn't do it because of the Serie A type of the way they act and stuff like that. They don't like selling to their own rival teams, which I can understand. Let's jump to the next one, which is going to be one that we're going to have to talk about. Real Madrid Benfica 1-0. And this is the big one. Jose Mourinho will not be coaching Benfica this game because he got a red card.
And he won't go back to.
Yeah.
He won't go back.
He won't go back to Real.
No, because he coached them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this would be a big one for Benfica and for Real if they can find their way and getting this clean victory and get out of there. I think they should. So what do you think, Rob?
Real 2-0. 2-0. 2-0. I mean, if they don't have their coach is, he knows what Real plays and he can maneuver around it. But if he's not out there, he's not going to be able to do that. And I don't think a Benfica team is that good that on their own the players can beat Real without their coach. I don't think so.
What do you think, Justin?
I think Real could win because they just, I don't know, they just have a bunch of great players out there. Vinny scored last game. I think if Mbappe could score
this game. That was a disgusting goal, by the way. I don't know if anybody saw that.
Yeah, we did.
Real Madrid Vinny goal. I was like, he's incredible. And I know that people are not happy about his celebration, but and he got a yellow card for celebrating, which is bizarre to me. They say that he was aggravating the fans. Anytime anybody scores, that's
everybody celebrates.
I
mean,
yeah,
he did do a little pole dance, a little.
Yeah, I think it's whatever. People shoot guns into the sky, and
right?
You have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's crazy. People go over to the flag and kick it.
I think it's just Vinny. It's just they're against Vinny.
Yeah, he's a polarizing player, and I think he gets too much hate for a guy that just he balls. One of the best players in the world.
And sadly, that guy threw a racist comment at him, and it's like we're seeing this Mario Balotelli thing all over again. I mean, that guy was so good, but the
Italians freaking drove him out.
The whole racial thing just killed his career.
Sucks for Vinny, but I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna have his full moment, especially at the World Cup.
I think he will.
I think people are really gonna get behind him in the World Cup, and hopefully he gets his flowers. What do you think, Jess? What do you think about Vinny?
Vinny, he's always been a great player, but people always say, oh, like he only did good one season, which in that one season, which was when he got second the Ballon d'Or. Last season, he didn't do as good. People are always saying this stuff about him. I can agree and disagree. He's a great player, but sometimes he can be too much. Sometimes he overdoes the things.
Yeah.
And that's why people could hate him.
Yeah. It's definitely double-edged sword. You kind of wanna pump up your team, but the constant. I have a kind of a player, not the same skill-wise, but a player that people don't like in Cucurella that almost has not the same. Vinny has a completely different story going on for him, but Cook kind of has something where like,
oh yeah, everybody hates him. Everybody hates him.
And if you're a fan of the guy, you're like, I don't care. Like, I love the guy, and probably Real fans feel the same about Vinny. That he can do those antics, and it doesn't bother you because he's on your team and he scores the goal. So I can understand both sides as well. As that, like, he does do a lot, but he also does a lot for your team as well. So you got to take the good with the bad. I also think Benfica is.
I don't think he chose a winner.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
It chose
2-0.
2-0?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, 2-0.
Who do you think scores, Jess?
Oh, I said Mbappe scores, right? I'm pretty sure.
You didn't say. I don't remember you saying anything about who wins or who scores. You got Mbappe scoring then?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said.
think he'll.
I'm
both
pretty
goals?
Sure
Probably.
Both goals.
One penalty.
Maybe it could be both goals, but if it would only be one goal, I think the other goal can go to Valverde.
Federico Valverde.
Take it easy. You don't even like the guy.
Federico, I love him.
You didn't even know about him until I mentioned him.
We go back. I mean, that guy.
You don't even know what country he plays for.
Uruguay.
Who you had that? I'm gonna go. I think Real's gonna win. I don't think that Mbappe scores. I'm gonna go Jude. He's due, and Vinny. So I'm gonna go 2-0 as well. And
He'll probably score in front of the goal.
And it'll be a pass that Vinny created. He'll have an assist in the goal, just to kind of put a cherry on top of that whole controversy and everything, as well as to Vinny to score the next one and also assist and just be like, you know what, we're done with this team. Let's move on. And I also think that they got some confidence going into this Champions League game because now they're the top of the league at La Liga. So I think that new coach is doing a pretty good job. I mean, got them first in La Liga, and now they can beat Benfica and get out of there. So I think that's a good way to end that Champions League. Those draws. I mean, we'll have endings of stories, and I hope that we at least have one Cinderella story that continues going. Bodo or Brugge. I think one of them. Hopefully will make it.
No Bodo.
Hopefully we're gonna see if Bodo goes to the semis, Ralph. Will you be buying a Bodo jersey, Ralph?
No, because I have a lot of Dortmund jerseys, and they all look the same. They look exactly like the Dortmund.
So many teams have been yellow. I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to hear other people's opinions about it. Like, are there too many teams that are yellow? But
they could say the same thing about stripes. You got stripes all over the place. Well, those are national teams. But
yeah.
You don't have stripes. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know if the viewers will, but I know what you mean. I think that's a good stopping point for Champions League. Let's hope that your team makes it past the round of 32, and hopefully we have some good games.
And Bayern's going to win it all. Just remind people who you picked. I picked Bayern. Who did you pick? Inter. Jeez.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Who did Jazz pick?
I don't remember.
Barcelona, I think.
I think you picked
No,
Barcelona.
it was Barcelona. I remember the final was Barcelona.
Barcelona, Arsenal.
Yeah, Barcelona, Arsenal,
Yeah.
and the Barcelona win.
Yeah,
there you go.
Ozzy Flick, get your stuff together, please.